iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, there was a draft last night, so I'm going to review it. It was on Play FFWC. It was just a quickie. It's a quick $35 draft. But we have drafts every night, it seems, on Play FFWC. I know there's another one tonight for $99, a draft and go. But let's review this one here. Pick number one, my friend Chris, the Harry Mary Monks, takes David Johnson. Liking that pick. And the first round goes much like you would think. Johnson, Bell, Elliott. I think we're going to see that in pretty much every draft. Maybe not in that exact order, but that's what you're going to see. Johnson, Bell, Elliott. Then there was a little bit of a hiccup, slight, not much. Brown, Beckham, Evans, Julio, Jones, Roto. You're going to see those four guys go. Once again, the order can change. Brown usually will be the first. Then it could be Jones, Beckham, Evans, Evan, Beckham, Jones, whatever you like. So the first 7 picks, I think this year, are pretty solid in Johnson, Bell, Elliott, Brown, Beckham, Evans, and Jones. Then the rest gets a little, I don't want to say dicey. Pick 8 was LaShawn McCoy. Good. Pick 9 was A.J. Green. Makes sense to me. Pick 10, Melvin Gordon. Pick 11, Devonta Freeman. Pick 12, Jordy Nelson. No real surprises here, although I would argue that Michael Thomas might end up in the first round by the time we get to Vegas. The second round was Jordan Howard, then Michael Thomas, J.I., T.Y. Hilton, Dez Bryant. Then the team who took Julio Jones took Leonard Fournette. Wow, that's a little early. Gutsy, early, but gutsy. Then DeMarco Murray. Tyreek Hill goes number 10. He beats Dougie Baldwin and DeAndre Hopkins. Wow, that's early for me. Like the boldness of that pick. Not sure I would have done it, but I like the boldness. Baldwin goes, then Hopkins. Christian McCaffrey goes, and then Todd Gurley. I don't know how you take McCaffrey before Gurley. You know, even if I don't love Todd Gurley this year, but I think I take him over Christian McCaffrey. Third round was Amari Cooper, then Lamar Miller, then Marshawn Lynch, then Brandon Cooks Roto. That's a little late. He should have gone earlier. Alshon Jeffrey, Allen Robinson, Joe Mixon, Rob Gronkowski, Ty Montgomery. Demaryius Thomas, who I don't like, Keenan Allen Roto, and Jarvis Landry. So if I'm sitting there with the 12th pick of the draft, and I'm starting out Jordy, Howard, and Landry, I'm loving life. But, you know, people make mistakes all the time. And I think the 12th team here made a mistake. He took Aaron Rodgers with his next pick. And I just don't need that pick. I don't need it there. You could have taken Terrell Pryor. Could have taken Devontae Adams. Could have taken Isaiah Crowell. You don't need Aaron Rodgers there. That's a bad pick. Seriously, it's a bad pick there. Because you see, Brady went 2 picks later, and then you didn't get another quarterback for 2 more rounds. Now, I know what the person at 12 is thinking. Well, if I don't get Rodgers there, I may not get him. Who cares? Then you don't get him. Trust me, it's not a good pick. It's not. You're going to look back on that and say, I wish I hadn't done that. After Rodgers, the next pick is Pryor, which is a steal there. That's what I would have done for sure. And then Tom Brady. Wait, this team, I don't know. I wouldn't have done that either. This team, number 10 team, started out great with Jordan Ajayi, then gets Demaryius Thomas, which is a gift. How about Devontae Adams there? How about Julian Edelman? How about Moncrief? How about Sammy Watkins Roto? Seriously, I like Tom Brady as much as the next guy, but you don't need Tom Brady. So, I don't know. There's some sketchy picks there. I don't know. I think people are missing the boat. I don't want to see defenses go too early. I don't want to see quarterbacks go too early. Just don't like it. Doesn't make any sense to me. People get crazy. Stop with the quarterbacks early. I'm going to tell you this. I can't imagine myself this year taking a quarterback before round 7. I just can't picture it. I don't even want to picture it. I don't even want to contemplate my draft if I'm taking a quarterback before round 7. I want to have 3 receivers for sure. I want to have 2 running backs for sure. And then with that other player, I want to have either a tight end or a flex. I'll call it a flex player. Tight end, maybe. Running back, sure. 4th receiver, great. I don't even want to think. I am not even considering it. Now, if literally 11 teams take quarterbacks before, I'll take the 12th one. It's fine. I'll be good with that. Give me Big Ben. Give me Dak Prescott. Give me Cousins. It's okay. It's all good. I'll figure it out. So let me break down some of these teams here individually. Starting with my friend Chris's team. He gets Andrew Luck in round 7. Good. Round 7. Nice. Then he's got David Johnson and Gurley and Kenneth Dixon. Not bad. He's got Cooper, Watkins, Devontae Parker. He's got Jordan Reed and Julius Thomas. Not a bad little team there. Right? He's got a good start to that team. I think that Jordan Reed is a hair early. I would have rather wait a little bit longer for a tight end, but I like what he's doing here. Team number 2. Mariota's his quarterback in the 8th round. Lev Bell, McCaffrey, and Miller are the running backs. Crabtree, Bryant, Garcon, Decker. Tight end is going to be Cameron Brate. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you're winning with Crabtree, Bryant, and Garcon. I need a number 1. See, Chris's team, Cooper, number 1. Watkins, number 1. Parker, number 1. When Pierre Garcon is your number 1 receiver, and when I say number 1, I'm talking about a team's number 1, right? Not loving that for number 2. Not loving it. Don't love the Lamar Miller pick at all, by the way. You change that to Brandon Cooks Roto, now we got a conversation. Team 3 waits on his quarterback to take Dak in round 10. So he's Dak, Zeke, Lynch, Lacey, Gillislee. Like that. Hopkins, Moncrief, Fitzgerald, Randall Cobb, Jordan Matthews. Not bad. Not bad. Little worried about the receivers, Hopkins, Moncrief, Fitzgerald, but look, last year I would have liked those guys. Elliott Lynch I can live with. Lynch was a little early for my taste, but not terrible. All right, team number 4 takes Russell Wilson in round 7, takes Dalvin Cook and Dougie Martin in rounds 5 and 6, starts Brown, Baldwin, Cooks, Tate. That is nice. Brown, Baldwin, Cooks, Tate. Bam, 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 bam. That guy's hitting you left, hitting you right. Boom. Dalvin Cook going to catch some passes. Boom. Doug Martin. Who cares? He's got Frank Gore later. Boom. That's a gut punch team right there. That's nice. Good job there. All right, next team. Team number 5. Waits and gets Matt Ryan in round 9. Comes back and takes Carson Wentz in round 10. Why? Why do you do that? How does that make any sense? You just took Matt Ryan. Why do I need another quarterback so soon? A lot of guys do that. I don't like that. His running backs are Coleman, Henry, and Abdullah. A little dicey. I like him. I like Abdullah late in round 7. I like Derrick Henry in 6. But you need some luck here. Then he's got Beckham, Tyreek Hill, Jeffrey, and Edelman. That won't hurt you. Tight end is Ebron. Not so bad there. All right, next team is Ocean's 10. This team, I am truly confounded. Jameis Winston in round 9. I have no problem with that. DeMarco Murray, Bilal Powell, James White. Okay. Mike Evans, Allen Robinson, Emmanuel Sanders, Kelsey, and Graham. Why do we need 2 tight ends? But he was the best player on the board. I don't want 2 tight ends. I don't want a tight end in my flex spot. I want a receiver. Who'd he pass on? Marvin Jones, Corey Davis, Deshaun Jackson, Quincy Enunwa, Jeremy Maclin. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right, the Hitmen take Kirk Cousins, like Fournette, Mixon, Crowell, like. Danny Woodhead, P. Ryan, Hunt, like it. Julio Jones, Roto, Brandon Marshall, Tyrell Williams. That's the problem there. Problem there in this team is he went a little crazy with the running backs and doesn't have enough good receivers. That's a problem. Julio Jones, great. I don't want Brandon Marshall as my 2. I want him as my 3. Nice running backs there. All right, Marco. Marco takes Drew Brees in round 6. McCoy and Ware and Perkins. Brian Adams, Macklin. Gronk. So what happens when you take Gronk too early? You leave yourself a receiver short. All right, Daily Double. Waits on quarterbacks and takes Carr late in round 12. I'm loving that. But his running backs I really don't like. Montgomery, Hyde, Blunt, and Jamal Williams. I don't like Hyde at all. Really, I think Kyle Shanahan hates him more than I do. I love this guy's receivers, though. A.J. Green, T.Y. Hilton, Jamison Crowder, Cameron Meredith, sign me up. I'm loving that. Then he gets Thielen later, Doyle and Henry. Yeah, we got some running back issues, but the rest of the team is nice. And if Blunt plays as well as I think he does, and if Jamal Williams steals that job at some point, interesting. All right, MNF Swiper. Swiper, no swiping. Tom Brady in the 4th. I didn't like that pick. I told you that. Melvin Gordon, Ajayi, and Adrian Peterson. Love. Demaryius Thomas, Kelvin Benjamin, Diggs, Deshaun Jackson. Like. Zach Ertz. It's not a bad team there. I like that team, especially in pick 10. Good job. Would have liked another receiver instead of Brady. Would have rather Brady been Adams or Edelman and then take a quarterback instead of Deshaun Jackson, and I'd be much happier, but not a bad team at all. Team 11, the Fantasy Fanatic. His quarterback is Phillip Rivers, who we got very late. Have no problem with that. Good drafting there. Devonta Freeman and Mark Ingram. Ugh. And Joe Williams. That's an issue. Michael Thomas, Keenan Allen, Terrell Pryor, Marvin Jones, Sanu. Not bad receivers. Olsen and Delaney Walker. Once again, I'm not going into a 2 tight end offense. It's not a 2 tight end offense. 1 tight end. Not 2. 1. Don't tell me he's the best player out there. I don't want it. I don't need it. Get your second tight end later. Get C.J. Fedorowicz in round 15. Get Jared Cook in round 18. And then lastly, the Godfather, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Howard, C.J. Anderson, C.J. Prosise. Going with C.J.'s there. Jordy Nelson, Jarvis Landry, Willie Snead, Corey Davis, Kyle Rudolph, Zay Jones. Not bad. Not a bad little team there. Not a bad little team there. That's a pretty good draft. Overall, that's a pretty good draft. Better than what I saw last night in the FSTA. That was just Scheisse. And if you know what that means in German, good for you. I mean, there were some bad picks in that draft. Eddie Lacy in the 3rd round? Over Isaiah Crowell? Over Marshawn Lynch? Are you insane? Larry Fitzgerald going in the 3rd pick of the 3rd round? A kicker going in the 10th round? Really? Seriously? Justin Tucker went in round 14. That was the first kicker went. Even that I would say is too early, but at least I can live with it in an 18-round draft. Not in round 10. So, shows you that high-stakes drafters know what they're doing sometimes more than experts. You know, I say this in all due respect. There are a lot of experts out there. And I always encourage you to find the best experts. But what makes an expert? An expert is just somebody who is competent in an area. I would say what makes a good expert is track record. Does the person win? You can play in expert leagues, but if you don't win in expert leagues, are you that good an expert? Ask yourself that question. Yes, you may play. You play the tournament, but if you don't win the tournament, maybe you're not that good. That's all I'm saying. So who are the best experts? The dudes who win. So let me give you a piece of advice. And I'll call this the club advice. This is Dr. Roto's club advice. You're a dude, you're at a club, and maybe you're not the best dancer. I get it. You know, got a couple of drinks in you, body's shaking a little bit, but you're like, yeah, I'm not the best dancer. So here's my clubbing advice. Go look out on the dance floor and go look at a guy who looks like a good dancer. And you know what? Copy him. Copy what he's doing. I feel the same way in sports. In DFS, I look at who won last night and ask myself, what was that lineup like? What did that guy see? Same thing in fantasy football. What are the best guys doing? I want to know how Chad Schrader's drafting. I want to know how Glenn Lowe's drafting. I want to know how Kimmer's drafting. Kimmer's like Chara. Just need to say her first name, Kimmer. Right? Like Chara or Cher. Right? I want to know how Kimmer's drafting. I want to know how the best guys are drafting. And that's how you can look at it. Do I really care? No offense, he's a nice guy, but do I really care how Anthony Perry's drafting? I didn't wake up this morning giving a crap about it. And I'm going to go to bed tonight not thinking about it either. But Chad Schrader, I want to know what round he's taking Leonard Fournette in. I want to know how many shares of Willie Snead he has. Get my drift? That's how you become a good fantasy player. Not a good one, a great one. Because isn't that what we all want to be? We want to be the fantasy football world champion. Now, you guys know that I was very sick a couple months ago. I had a heart attack. And I had said to some friends, I said, look, I'm not ready to go. I got a lot more years. I got to see my wife, hang out with my wife, with Mrs. Roto. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Mrs. Roto. I got to see my kids graduate college. Maybe see some of my grandkids. And I got to win the Fantasy Football World Championship. I'm not going anywhere until I do that. Let me tell you that right now. That is a goal of mine, and it will happen. It will happen. And I hope it happens for you too. And how does that happen? By joining Scout Fantasy. You go to scoutfantasy.com, enter the promo code ROTO, pay for 1 month, get 2 more months for free. We'll teach you the things of how to be a fantasy football world champion. Things like me breaking down this draft. What's a good pick? What's a bad pick? Taking Aaron Rodgers in round 4, bad pick. Taking Phillip Rivers in round 12, good pick. Right? We got to learn this. We got to learn how to make the best picks together. All right, but right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Remember, go to playffwc.com right now. Go to the draft lobby, see what games are out there. There's one tonight. Sign up for it. It's a draft and go. I know you're going to enjoy it. All right? I know you're going to enjoy it. Be part of what we do. Best payouts in the industry. Best customer service in the industry. Best draft room in the industry. We want you to enjoy your fantasy football experience, and we want you to do that with Scout Fantasy, where the best players play. That ain't no lie. That is the truth. All right, guys, wishing you a great day. Be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!